All right, so this is day 4, unit 2, and it's word problems relating to systems of equations. This can get a little tricky, so we just got to remember we're going to need 2 equations, we're going to need 2 variables. Let's start there. So Ms. Drugi used whole cashews for her wedding, and they cost $12.20 per pound. She added some M&Ms that cost $4.70 per pound. The total mixture costs $5.50. So this can kind of be confusing, but if we like right now, we know that she has some cashews and some M&Ms. We know what the total cost of a pound of cashews and a pound of M&Ms. We know that 1 pound each, if I added them together, is not going to total $550. 2 pounds each is not going to total $550. So the numbers that I changed was the amount of pounds. So that's going to kind of tell us what our variable is going to be. But we can keep reading and figure that out as well. She bought 50 pounds of cashews and M&Ms. So that's another clue and another equation that we're going to create from that. It's a second piece of information. And then how many pounds of cashews and M&Ms did she buy? So you can tell just by the last sentence that we're talking about number of pounds of cashews and number of pounds of M&Ms. All right, so we need to try and set up a system. We know what our variables are going to be. And we know that the price per pound in this first couple sentences, the price per pound of cashews is $12.20, and the price per pound of M&Ms is $4.70, and they add up to $5.50. So we know that there's going to be an addition involved because we're combining them together. So $12.20 times the amount of pounds of cashews, that represents the part of the $5.50 that's just from the cost of cashews, and then $4.70 times the amount of pounds of M&Ms. And then we know that there's 50 pounds of cashews and M&Ms, so we don't know how many pounds of each, but that's what the variables are, the number of pounds of each. So together they're 50 pounds. So those are your 2 equations. One's in talking about the cost per pounds, and one is the total pounds. So when I look at this, I see that X and Y don't have numbers in front, and so I could just as easily use elimination for this, but I'm going to use substitution because I can do it readily, and I don't have as many examples of substitution. So to start substitution, I'm going to solve for either X or Y. I guess X. So I'm going to subtract Y to both sides. We get X is 50 minus Y. And then this is what we are substituting into the other equation for its X, because it's the same X. So 1220 times 50 minus Y plus 470Y is 550. All right, and then I need a calculator quick. So to simplify, we need to distribute. And we get 610 minus 1220Y plus 470Y is 550. And now this is just, you had to distribute, we'll add like terms, and then you have a 2-step equation. So adding like terms, we get 610 minus 7.5Y equals 550. Solve for Y. Negative 7.5Y equals negative 610. And we get Y equals 8. And I just said negative 610, but it's negative 60 when we combine 550 and negative 610. So we get negative 60, divide by negative 7.5, and we get 8. And then the easy equation to plug that into would be the second one, or even the equation we created, x equals, and then we get 42. So clearly, these two quantities, it does make the second equation true. Obviously, we just plugged in y to find 42. So you could plug in it in both x and y into the top equation, and we should get 550 on the left side as well. And as I just plugged it in, that is what we get. All right, this next one, I want you to set up on your own, so you might want to pause it. All right, so here's the setup, and here's the work. So you can go back and pause if you just want to see the setup. You need 2 plums and 6 apples is 300 calories. 3 apples and 5 plums is 350 calories. How many calories? So X is calories in an apple, Y is calories in a plum. And then those first 2 sentences give you the first 2 equations. And I elected to use elimination because I saw that the X terms can easily be made 6 and negative 6. So I multiplied them accordingly. Adding them down, I eliminate 6x. I get 8y when I add equals 200, which is y is 25. Then I plugged y, 25, into the first equation, the original. And as you can see, I get 150 when I 6 times 25, subtract it, 2x equals 150 divided by 2, and I got 75. Now, obviously, this works for the first equation because that's how I got the 75. You could plug it into the second equation to verify that these are your 2 quantities that work out. If you did that, you'd get 225 for the X term, 3 times 75. And then 5 times 25 is 125. They add up to 350. So it works. And you don't always have to check your answer, but it is, just know that you always can to verify that you did it right if you think you got lost. All right, good luck. Hopefully this helped.